Admiral Vexthor of the Kraxan Empire stood before the High Council, his holographic form shimming with confidence as he delivered his assessment of the third planet in the Sol system. His mandibles clicked with barely contained amusement as he presented the primitive civilization they had discovered. Esteemed council members, our 6-month surveillance of Earth has confirmed our initial assumptions. These humans still rely on combustion engines, their space program barely reaches their own moon, and their military capabilities are laughably obsolete. He gestured to a series of images showing traffic jams, smoke-belching factories, and primitive rocket launches. In the depths of Tai Tian Command, 12 kilometers beneath Mount Denali, General Maya Patel watched the intercepted transmission with a mix of amusement and strategic satisfaction. The deception was working perfectly. Every primitive satellite that allowed the Kraxan to observe was a carefully crafted prop, every polluting factory a convincing hologram hiding quantum energy plants. "They took the bait," she said to Admiral James Okonjo, who stood watching the massive holographic display showing the positions of the Kraxan fleet, just like the archival predicted. The archival, humanity's most closely guarded secret, had prepared Earth for this moment for over 3 centuries. When humanity first detected quantum signatures of advanced civilizations in the galaxy, they made a choice that would define their species, hide their true capabilities, and prepare for the inevitable encounter. The Kraxan are following the exact pattern, James noted, his dark eyes tracking the movement of enemy ships. Pride before the fall. Below their command center, in vast chambers that stretched for kilometers, humanity's real technological achievements hummed with power. Quantum cores that could bend reality itself, consciousness transfer arrays that made death nearly obsolete for their operators, and weapons that could rewrite the laws of physics within localized spaces, all hidden from prying eyes. In high orbit, masked by advanced phase shift technology, Commander Elena Rodriguez watched from the bridge of the TSS Prometheus as more Kraxan ships emerged from hyperspace. Their primitive orbital satellites were feeding the aliens exactly what they wanted to see, an Earth dependent on fossil fuels, plagued by political divisions, and technologically backward. Status of the Lazarus Grid. Elena asked her XO, Lieutenant Kai Chen. All nodes are green. Commander. The quantum entanglement network is ready to activate the moment they make their move. They won't know what hit them. The Lazarus Grid, a planetary defense system disguised as a network of weather and communication satellites, was just one layer of humanity's true defensive capabilities. Each primitive satellite contained enough computational power to run a small city, masked by convincing shells of outdated technology. In the Kraxan Council chamber, Admiral Vexthor was concluding his presentation. "I recommend immediate intervention. These humans are on the verge of discovering faster than light travel, but their approach is dangerously flawed. We would be doing them a favor by assuming control now, before they harm themselves or others." The council members nodded in agreement, their superiority complex perfectly playing into humanity's hands. None of them questioned why Earth's transformation into an apparent ecological disaster happened to coincide perfectly with their arrival in the solar system. None wondered why a species capable of detecting their surveillance would appear so primitive. Back in Tai Tian Command, General Patel received the confirmation she had been waiting for. The Kraxan had committed their entire First Fleet to the pacification of Earth. Nearly 3,000 ships, carrying the pride of their empire, were about to learn the cost of underestimating humanity. "Send the signal to all commands," she ordered. "Operation Looking Glass is now active. Let's show our visitors what humanity can really do." As the Kraxan fleet began their approach, humanity's greatest performance was about to reach its final. Soon, the invaders would learn that Earth's apparent weakness was its greatest strength, the ability to appear harmless while housing powers beyond their comprehension. The stage was set. Humanity's titans were about to rise, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Kraxan invasion began exactly as humanity had anticipated. Admiral Vexthor's fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere in what their tactical manuals considered an overwhelming show of force, their ships casting massive shadows over major cities. Their first target, New York City, selected for its symbolic value and apparent vulnerability. What happened next would be studied in military academies across the galaxy for centuries to come. As the Kraxen's energy weapons powered up, Commander Elena Rodriguez aboard the TSS Prometheus gave the order that would change everything. Initiate Protocol Mirage. Let's show them what they're really shooting at. The buildings of New York's skyline flickered once, then simply ceased to exist. The Kraxen fleet's initial barrage passed through empty air, their sensors scrambling to understand what had happened. The entire city had been a quantum hologram, a facade maintaining humanity's deception, until the perfect moment. Admiral Vexthor's mandibles clicked in confusion. Impossible. Where is the city? Where are the primitive structures? The answer came in the form of a transmission from beneath the surface of the Hudson River. The water began to churn, and from its depths rose humanity's true New York, a gleaming metropolis of quantum crystalline architecture that existed in multiple dimensional states simultaneously. Buildings that seemed to defy physics stretched toward the sky, their surfaces rippling with energy patterns that made the Kraxen sensors short out. In Titan Command, General Patel watched the aliens' confusion with satisfaction. Lieutenant Chen, activate the Lazarus grid. Let's give our friends a proper welcome. The primitive satellites in Earth's orbit suddenly shed their disguises. What had appeared to be simple communication and weather monitoring devices revealed their true nature. A network of quantum-linked weapon platforms that could rewrite the local laws of physics. The grid activated, and space itself seemed to fold around the Kraxen fleet. By the eternal void, gasped a Kraxen sensor operator. They're manipulating gravitational fields at a quantum level. Admiral James Okonjo's voice came over all frequencies, deliberately calm and measured. Kraxen fleet, this is Earth Defense Command. We recommend immediate cessation of hostile actions. What you're experiencing is merely our first-tier defensive screen. We'd prefer not to escalate to our actual military capabilities. But Admiral Vexthor, his pride wounded and his understanding of the universe shaking, made the mistake of ordering his fleet to press the attack. They're using tricks and illusions. Press forward. Show them real power. Elena Rodriguez shook her head as she watched from the Prometheus. They never learn, do they? She turned to her crew. Bring the quantum cores to full power. Show them what a primitive human ship can do. The Prometheus dropped its camouflage, revealing its true form, a vessel that seemed to exist in 5 dimensions at once, its hull composed of materials that the Kraxen had thought theoretically impossible. Similar transformations happened across Earth's orbit as humanity's real fleet revealed itself. The battle that followed was less a military engagement and more a demonstration of how thoroughly the Kraxen had underestimated their opponent. Human ships phased through enemy fire as if it didn't exist, their own weapons bypassing Kraxen shields by operating on principles that the alien science hadn't even discovered yet. In orbit over Beijing, a Kraxen dreadnought found itself engaged by what they had dismissed as a weather monitoring station. The station transformed into a defensive platform that proceeded to turn the dreadnought's own shadow into a weapon, using it as a gateway to inject quantum disruption particles directly into the ship's core. How? Demanded Vexthor, as his flagship systems reported impossible readings from every sensor. How did you hide all of this? General Patel's response was broadcast across all frequencies. Admiral, did it never occur to you to question why a species capable of detecting your presence, intercepting your communications, and understanding your technology would appear so primitive? We've been watching the galaxy for centuries, preparing, waiting. Today's demonstration is simply us finally dropping the act. The Lazarus grid tightened its hold on the Kraxen fleet, creating a quantum barrier that made retreat impossible. Humanity's real cities continued to rise across the globe, each one revealing technologies that the Kraxan had fought were centuries beyond any civilization's reach. As his fleet found itself completely trapped and outmaneuvered, Admiral Vexthor received one final message from Elena Rodriguez. "Don't worry, Admiral. This is just the beginning of your education. Wait until you see what we've hidden beneath the oceans." The day that became known as the Great Revelation continued to unfold, and with each passing hour, the Kraxan Empire learned just how drastically they had misread their intended conquest. But the true shock was yet to come. For beneath Earth's oceans, the Pacific Ocean began to boil. Not from heat, but from the awakening of something ancient and terrible. Admiral Vexthor's sensors reported disturbances across all of Earth's oceans, disturbances that defied the laws of physics as the Kraxan understood them. Multiple quantum signatures detected. A Kraxan officer reported, his voice trembling. "Energy readings they're off the scale, Admiral." In Titan Command, General Maya Patel stood before a massive holographic display, her face illuminated by the swirling data streams. "Begin Titan Protocol. Authorization." Patel Omega rising. She turned to Admiral James Oconjo. "Time to show them why we named this command Titan." The ocean floor cracked open. From the Mariana Trench rose a sight that made the Kraxan fleet's most hardened veterans question their sanity. A massive figure, 15 kilometers tall, emerged from the depths. Its surface gleamed with quantum crystalline armor that bent light around it in impossible ways. This was Atlas, the first of Earth's titans. "By all that's sacred," whispered Vexthor, watching as his fleet's weapons fire simply ceased to exist before reaching the monumental figure. "What have we awakened?" Commander Elena Rodriguez, now coordinating with the Titan forces from the Prometheus, allowed herself a small smile. "Atlas Online. Initiating synchronized awakening of all Titan-class defenders." Across the globe, humanity's ultimate defenders rose. From beneath Mount Everest emerged Hyperion, a Titan that could manipulate gravity itself. The Sahara Desert parted like water as Helios, master of solar energies, arose from its hidden sanctuary. The Amazon rainforest revealed Gaia, whose biomechanical form could command the very essence of life itself. Lieutenant Kai Chen's voice carried across all command channels. All Titans reporting ready. Quantum synchronization at optimal levels. The Titans were not merely weapons. They were the pinnacle of human achievement, each one powered by a quantum core that could rewrite reality within its sphere of influence. They were sentient, linked directly to their human operators through consciousness transfer technology that the Kraxan had believed impossible. Atlas raised an arm, and a portion of the Kraxan fleet simply ceased to exist. Their matter transformed into pure energy and absorbed. Hyperion created a gravitational lens that bent space itself, trapping another squadron in a temporal loop. Helios released a burst of controlled solar plasma that made a fusion bomb look like a firecracker. "This is impossible." Vexthor raged, his flagship retreating to the highest orbit. No species could hide this level of technology. General Patel's response was transmitted across all frequencies. "We didn't hide it, Admiral. We showed you exactly what we wanted you to see. Every primitive structure on Earth was designed to conceal something far more advanced. Those nuclear power plants you detected, quantum forge facilities, those crude military bases, Titan control nodes, we turned our entire planet into a fortress hidden in plain sight." The Titans moved with impossible grace for their size, each step calculated to minimize damage to the Earth while maximizing their strategic advantage. They were not simply fighting the Kraxan. They were demonstrating the futility of the invasion with devastating precision. Gaia reached out with tendrils of pure energy, interfacing with the planet's biosphere. Under her influence, the very atmosphere began to fight against the invaders, quantum-enhanced storms, targeting Kraxan ships with pinpoint accuracy. "What are they?" demanded a Kraxan science officer, his instruments failing to comprehend what they were recording. Elena Rodriguez answered, her voice carrying a hint of pride. "They are humanity's guardians, the culmination of centuries of preparation. Each Titan is powered by technology that exists beyond your current understanding of physics. They are our answer to a hostile universe, not through aggression, but through preparation and dedication." The Titans converged on the remaining Craxan fleet, their movements choreographed in a deadly dance. Atlas generated quantum fields that made conventional weapons useless. Hyperion created gravitational architectures that turned space itself into a weapon. Helios commanded solar energies with godlike precision. In Titan command, General Patel watched the coordination with satisfaction. "Send the final warning, Admiral Okonjo. Let's see if they're ready to listen." James Okonjo's voice resonated across space. "Craxan fleet, you have witnessed only 4 of our Titans. There are others still sleeping. This is your final opportunity to withdraw. The next phase of our response will not be a demonstration. It will be an end." As the Titans stood guard over their world, their very presence a testament to human ingenuity and foresight, the Craxan Empire faced a choice that would determine not just the outcome of this battle, but their place in galactic history. The age of underestimating humanity was over. The age of the Titans had begun. Admiral Vexthor's pride had cost the Craxan Empire dearly. With half their invasion fleet either destroyed or trapped in quantum stasis, the remaining ships attempted to retreat to safe coordinates for an emergency jump. But humanity had no intention of letting them escape with knowledge of Earth's true power. In Titan command, General Maya Patil initiated the next phase of humanity's response. "Begin Operation Lightbringer. Show them what a real space fleet looks like." The moon, which the Craxan had dismissed as a simple natural satellite with a few primitive research bases, began to transform. Its surface rippled like water as vast sections phased out of normal space, revealing humanity's true lunar installations. The craters opened up, launching waves of ships that had been hidden in dimensional pockets. "Luna Fleet, deployed and ready," announced Admiral James Okonjo, now aboard the flagship Excalibur as it emerged from the moon's hidden docks. All quantum drives synchronized. The true scope of humanity's space force left the Craxans speechless. Each human vessel was a masterpiece of engineering that existed partially in 11 dimensions, allowing them to ignore conventional laws of physics. Their hulls were made of materials that could think and adapt. Their weapons operated on principles that made conventional warfare obsolete. Commander Elena Rodriguez, coordinating from the Prometheus, linked her ship's quantum core with the Titan Atlas, initiating synchronized strike pattern Delta. "Let's show them what happens when we actually try." The human fleet moved like a single organism, their formation shifting through different planes of reality. Ships appeared to be in multiple places simultaneously, their quantum state weapons firing shots that hit their targets before they were even fired. "Impossible," screamed a Craxan tactical officer as human vessels phased through their strongest shields like they didn't exist. They're breaking causality itself. Lieutenant Kai Chen's voice came through the command network. "Quantum probability matrices at peak efficiency. The Titans are providing reality anchors for the fleet's advanced maneuvers." The battle that followed wasn't really a battle at all. It was a demonstration of technological superiority so complete that it bordered on the mystical. Human ships danced through space like light through crystals, each movement calculated to maximum effect. The Titans provided strategic support, their massive forms generating fields that turned local spacetime into a weapon. But the real shock came when humanity revealed their final deception. Mars, which the Craxan had noted as a partially terraformed colony world, suddenly shifted phase. The red planet's surface dissolved like a mirage, revealing a massive military installation that encompassed the entire world. General Patel's voice carried a note of satisfaction. "You see, Admiral Vexthor, we didn't just prepare Earth. Every planet, every moon, every asteroid in our solar system is part of our defense network. That terraform project you observed, a cover for converting Mars into humanity's largest shipyard and Strategic Command Center. From Mars launched the second wave, ships that made the first wave look primitive by comparison. These vessels were humanity's true deep space fleet, designed not just for combat, but for the complete domination of spacetime itself. Your empire spans 500 light-years, Elena transmitted to the remaining Craxan ships. Impressive. Now, watch how fast we can cross that distance. The human fleet demonstrated their real FTL capabilities, not the crude attempts at faster-than-light travel the Craxan had observed. Ships blinked in and out of existence, appearing inside the Craxan formation, their very presence disrupting enemy shield harmonics. Deep within the Excalibur, Admiral Okonjo accessed the quantum targeting network. All ships prepare for synchronized reality inversion. Show them why we call this the Lightbringer Protocol. The human fleet executed a maneuver that defied description. Each ship activated quantum cores that temporarily rewrote the laws of physics in their vicinity. Space folded, time twisted, and the remaining Craxan ships found themselves trapped in a cascade of causality loops. "This is beyond warfare," gasped Vexthor, watching his mighty fleet reduced to quantum particles by weapons that shouldn't exist. "What are you?" The answer came from General Patel, her voice carrying across all frequencies. "We are humanity. Admiral, we spent centuries preparing for this moment, not because we wanted war, but because we understood the universe too well to expect peace. Every primitive rocket, every polluting factory, every diplomatic blunder was a carefully crafted deception. Now shall we discuss the terms of your empire's surrender, or would you like to see what else we've been hiding in the outer solar system?" The battle for Earth was ending, but the true demonstration of human power was just beginning. As the Craxan fleet faced annihilation, the galaxy was about to learn why humanity had chosen to hide its true nature for so long, and what it meant when they finally decided to reveal it. In the aftermath of the battle, the remnants of the Craxan fleet hung motionless in Earth's orbit, their ships held in quantum stasis fields. The once mighty invasion force had been reduced to witnesses of humanity's true power. But what followed would reshape the galaxy in ways no one had anticipated. General Maya Patel stood in Titan Command's main chamber, now joined by representatives from Earth's unified government. The holographic form of Admiral Vexthor floated before them, his previous arrogance replaced by a mixture of fear and awe. "You could have destroyed us completely," Vexthor said, his voice carrying a new note of humility. "Why didn't you?" "Because destruction was never our goal," Admiral James Okonjo replied, stepping forward. "Everything, from our centuries of deception to today's demonstration, was meant to teach a single lesson. Appearances can be deceiving, and assumptions can be deadly." The chamber's walls shifted, revealing humanity's greatest secret, the archival. Not just a database or predictive system, but a quantum consciousness matrix that had guided Earth's development for centuries. Its crystalline structure pulsed with patterns that represented the combined knowledge and wisdom of countless generations. Commander Elena Rodriguez, now planetside, explained. "The archival showed us countless possible futures. In most of them, open displays of advanced technology led to devastating wars. But in one timeline, the one we chose, hiding our capabilities while preparing for the inevitable confrontation led to a chance for genuine peace. The holographic displays showed the true extent of human civilization, not just their solar system, but hidden outposts and monitoring stations scattered throughout the galaxy, each one disguised as natural phenomena, collecting data, watching, waiting. Your invasion," Lieutenant Kai Chen added, "was predicted centuries ago. We knew some species would eventually mistake our carefully crafted appearance of weakness as an opportunity. We prepared accordingly." But now came the moment that would truly shock the Craxan Empire. General Patel activated a quantum transmission that reached every corner of known space. To all spacefaring civilizations watching these events unfold, this is Earth. What you have witnessed today was not just a defense of our world, but an invitation. The Titans, still standing guard around the planet, began to emit patterns of energy that transformed Earth's atmosphere into a massive display screen. Images flowed across the sky, showing humanity's true history, not just their technological achievements, but their struggles, their triumphs, their unwavering determination to find a better way. "We hid our true nature," Paddle continued, "not out of fear, but out of hope. Hope that when we finally revealed ourselves, it would be in a way that prevented endless cycles of warfare and domination. Today marks the end of that deception and the beginning of something new." The archival's predictions began to play out in real time. Other civilizations, watching the broadcast, started reaching out, not with threats or demands, but with a new understanding. They had just witnessed what happened when they underestimated a seemingly primitive race. The question now was, what could happen if they chose cooperation instead? Admiral Vexthor, speaking for his empire, made the choice that would define his species' future. "We acknowledge our error and accept whatever conditions Earth deems appropriate." But humanity's response surprised everyone. Instead of demands for reparations or surrender, Earth extended an offer. "Join us in building something greater than empire or dominion. Your technology, combined with ours, could solve problems neither of us could handle alone." The Titans began to power down, their massive forms returning to their resting places beneath oceans and mountains. The quantum fleet took up defensive positions not just around Earth, but around Craxan worlds as well, not as conquerors, but as protectors. "The age of deception is over," Elena announced to the assembled representatives of both worlds. "But the age of discovery is just beginning. We have so much more to show you, to teach you, and to learn from you in return." In Titan Command, the archival's predictions showed a new future unfolding, one where humanity's great deception led not to endless war, but to a renaissance of cooperation and advancement. The galaxy was changing, not through force or dominion, but through the realization that strength could be found in the most unexpected places. As the first joint human-Craxan scientific missions began, as other civilizations came forward to join this new alliance, the true purpose of humanity's long game became clear. They had hidden their light not to deceive, but to illuminate the path to a better future, one where technology served wisdom and power bowed to understanding. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter that day, as if acknowledging that a new chapter in galactic history had begun. Humanity had revealed its true nature not to conquer, but to connect. The greatest deception in history had led to the greatest opportunity for peace the galaxy had ever known.